Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomizer. This is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, episode 91. I've got 5 words I want to take a look at today. Let's get started. I want you to read these words right out loud. Ready? What's this first word? How about this one? The third word. And finally, all right, were any of those tricky to read? Did you need more time? Keep watching. I'm going to review those words and show you some strategies you might want to recall. Next time you ever get stuck on those or words like them when you're reading independently, first a reminder of the fable of the tortoise and the hare. And the moral, slow and steady wins the race. That is great advice when you do get stuck on a big unfamiliar word like this one, for example. Think of these words as races. There is a finish line at the end of a long word like that. And if you read like the hare, you might want to get there first. You'll zip through a big word like this. That's where mistakes can easily happen. But if you read like the tortoise, you take it slow and steady when you come to these big words. That patience is definitely going to help your ability to decode them. Keep that in mind. Let's practice. This first word, I can see the word time in the middle. So there's timely. This is the word untimely. It's an adjective. And the root word, of course, is time. Put that ly on the end. You've got the adjective timely. And if you ever have anything delivered, you want it to get there in a timely fashion. That's how you use that word. Put the prefix un in front. You've got the opposite, untimely. And it could be too early, it could be too late. It's untimely. Not to be confused with this word, which starts with the syllable ul. There's Tim, and there's mate. It says ultimate. Oh, you know what? This is ultimately. Ultimately is an adverb. The root word is ultimate, which is a really cool adjective, ultimate. Goes way, way back in history to ancient Latin. Ultimus is the origin of that word, ultimus, meaning last or final or farthest. There's another Latin word, ultimatus, meaning to be final. And, you know, of course, final maybe makes you think of the Final Four in tournaments like basketball tournaments. So ultimatus, you can see that the beginning and middle of that Latin word carried over to English. And English took that Latin word, added an E to it instead of the us or the us, and the word ultimate still means last or final. Also is used to mean the best or the maximum or the extreme, the ultimate. Ultimate in being an adjective, you're going to add an ly to turn an adjective into an adverb. Ultimately. All right, this is a pretty tricky word, this third word here, mainly because of the EA vowel pair. You know that makes more than one sound, right? EA. Looks like the same syllable as reason. Is that reeser? Now that I look at that, that reminds me of the word treasure. Is that reasure? With that EA, reasure? Well, that's could be sir there. There's an R-controlled vowel sound right in the middle. And that reminds me of the word France. There's rants. Is that sir rants? Now that I look at that, it reminds me of insurance. Is that surance? I think that's assurance. Assurance. Oh, it starts with the prefix re. This is the word reassurance. Pretty tricky word to read. It's a noun. And the root word is the verb assure. And assure, that's a tricky word because it's a French word that we have in English. In French, it's pronounced assure. But in English, for some reason, we pronounce it assure. Like assure or assure, depending on how you pronounce it. So it's tricky to spell and definitely tricky to read. It means to make certain, like it means it's okay, don't worry, it'll be fine, right? That's assuring. To reassure is to assure again, it's okay, don't worry, it'll be fine. Reassure. And here's the tricky part, like I was saying, this EA vowel pair. This time you hear the E and the A. It's re, you hear long E, and that A is making that tricky, like a short U sound, reassure. So it's got the prefix re on the front, and reassure ends with an E. You're going to drop that E and add the ending ance, which is a French root, reassurance, reassurance. It's okay, don't worry, it'll be fine. Pretty tricky word to read, reassurance. Not to be confused with this word, starts with rest. Looks like it starts with rest. Is that tar? It's a tricky R controlled vowel sound, tar. Is that ants, restaurants? Oh, restaurants. Yeah, restaurants. We all know restaurants. It's a plural noun. Think about the word restaurant, the root. That's a French word, another French word we have in English. Restaurant. That's how you pronounce it in French. And it comes from the French word restaurer. Restaurer is French for to restore or refresh. And that's what food does. You can get restored or refreshed by eating food. So restaurer, put the ANT ending on the restaurer. You have the French word restaurant. Not ants, restaurant. And you definitely don't want ants in your restaurant. The ANT, because it's French, in English it seems like it's pronounced restaurant. So you don't want to spell it that way. It is spelled with an ant. Restaurants, restaurants. Put an S on the end, you have restaurants. And the last word looks like it also starts with rest, and that would be raint. That AI vowel pair, you're going to make a long A sound with the AI vowel pair, raint. Or is it restraint? Oh, this is restraints. That's a plural noun. The root word is restrain, the verb restrain, and that means to keep under control. And you might be familiar with restrain from having a dog on a leash. That's how you can restrain a dog. Or handcuffs is another way to restrain people. Put a T on the end of that word, and you've got a noun, restraint. And you're familiar with the restraint, the seatbelt, right? Restraint. You might remember one of these little babies too. So cute. I just showed you two restraints. Put an S on the end, you have the plural noun, restraints. But take a look at this word. It's tricky to read. Look at all those consonants. And you can see how it might be confused with restaurants. Restraints. All right, that's it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook for lots more decoding videos like this one. Tell a friend, a family member, or even the teacher about me too. At my Facebook page, there's a photo album full of reading challenges I've written to help you continue practice decoding those big words and to awesomeize your fluency. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Come back and see me soon. Bye.